Hey, everybody, and welcome to day two of NBA free agency. Hope you had a chance to watch Rhino with Jerry Reynolds earlier today. You can go back and watch at your leisure. I'm just going to open up the show this way. In the West right now, and again, I understand it's only July, so the season doesn't begin until October. But right now, who am I confident in saying that the Kings are better than in the Western Conference? And there's only two teams that I'm comfortable in stating that I think the Kings are better than. Marginally better. One's the Phoenix Suns. And without knowing what the makeup of the Pelicans is going to be, I'm going to say New Orleans, but that's it. They're not better than any other team in the West right now, and I think Portland might be better than Sacramento. Might be. I'm not impressed at all with the Kings offseason so far. I'm sorry, I'm just not. You're really depending on two draft picks to step in and play a role this year, which I think is risky. I'm comfortable right now, without knowing what future moves can be made, that things are not a top 10 team in the West. I'm okay with Dennis Schroeder. I'm not crazy about the money, but I'm okay with Dennis Schroeder as your point guard. I'm not like in love with him. He's better than what you had. He's a true point guard. You know, he has had good stints, although he's well-traveled, been on 10 teams. There's obviously going to be other moves. You can't have Schroeder, Ellis, Monk, Levine, and I haven't even mentioned Devin Carter's name, and now I just did. So that can't happen. Jerry Reynolds always says this: you don't become a better team by losing good players. You lost a good player in Jonas Valanciunas. So you trade Jonas Valanciunas for Dario Saric, who's nothing. I don't like that at all. So obviously for salary cap reasons, but I don't like it for a couple of reasons. Number one, he's very good. Number two, he's a player that is very tight with arguably your best player on your team, and Domantas Sabonis. I don't like it. I don't think Sabonis can be very happy right now. I don't like that move. Why would I be excited about what the Kings have done? Now, again, I want to reiterate, it's July. It's the first day of July. So I don't want to go overboard here. But right now, why would I be excited when I look at this team? You lose Valanciunas and LaRavia. You add two players via the draft that you just don't know. But they're not, I'm just telling you right now, they're not better than LaRavia and Valanciunas. I think that Jerry would be very comfortable in coming on Ryan's show or my show, and he would say that. So I'll speak for Jerry, who has tremendous wisdom and knowledge about these things. I'm sure Jerry would be very comfortable in saying that they're not better right now than LaRavia or Valanciunas. So what do? You add Schroeder, which makes you better, but marginally. Again, there's going to have to be other moves made. I'm sorry, I'm not that excited right now. But free agency has a long way to go. And you have other moves that can be made, will be made. I give Scott Perry credit. We've said that you can't bring back the same roster as you had last year. And so I give him credit for that. We knew that you needed a point guard. They now have a point guard. Jerry always says you don't give up on bigs too early and you don't give up on point guards too early. I'd rather have Davion Mitchell right now than Dennis Schroeder. I mean, if you told me would I rather have Mitchell for this team right now or Dennis Schroeder, I'm taking Mitchell. Would I rather have Tyrese Halliburton or Dennis Schroeder? Well, hello. I know that he's got an Achilles, but I would still take Halliburton. Think about the point guards that the Kings have had. Now, at least you got something of value for Halliburton. Davion Mitchell, really no. I mean, look at what Davion did in Miami and look at the money he just got. I don't like it. You know? I'm not crazy about anything that the Kings have done. Kings got rid of Al. Not good move as of right now. Well, do you have a telephone? Do you follow thing? I'm just asking, Maybe you're busy, maybe you're in school all day. Maybe you're working all day, maybe you're on a plane, I don't know. But you trade Valanciunas for Dario Saric to save $5 million or whatever it was. I'm not crazy about it, but this is just my opinion. So I want to hear from you. You can give me a call. All right. We can discuss this. Let me hit the link up for the show. You also got the QR code above my shoulder. Forgive me for being Mr. Doom and Gloom, but you tell me who are the Kings better than? Who are the Kings better than right now in the West? Again, I know it's the first day of July and the roster's not set. But look at the teams that are clearly better than Sacramento. Clearly, like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think Denver right now is right there with Oklahoma City with the moves they've made. Like they're championship caliber. OKC we know is better, right? Houston is better. I think San Antonio is better. Dallas to me is better. The Lakers, if they get DeAndre Ayton, clearly will be better. Memphis to me is better, although I'm not crazy until I see what they do with their complete roster. The Clippers to me are better, right? Who are the Kings better than? I'm not even sure they're better than Portland. Seriously. We're talking about how many games the Kings are going to win next season. In all fairness, I have to see their complete roster. But I don't think they're going to win 40 games without even knowing what the future moves are going to be. Said the Jazz. Thank you. I forgot about the Jazz. I like them right now better than the Jazz. Good point. Thank you for that. I have to see the Pelicans roster, and I don't know what it's going to look like. But I mean, you can talk about all the teams that you want to talk about, right? And I forgot about the Jazz, so thank you. There's nothing for me to get excited about today for the Kings. Now, I may come on tomorrow. We may be very excited because of a move. But I think you're counting way too much. Way too much. All right? And again, here's your link. Call the show. I think you're counting way too much on two players that you drafted that you don't know. All right? And if you think that they're just going to step on the NBA floor and all of a sudden be impact players, well, that's not going to happen. It's just not. Not going to happen. They might help you, but they're not going to be impact players. I'm just not that excited right now. I just keep on saying it's July. It's not October. Right? It's July 1st. Free agency's still in its infancy. But I think we all agree Zach LaVine is untradeable. DeRozan's going to have to be traded, but now where does he go? Like I'm looking at the teams that might have been interested for a veteran player that could really put them right there, like Houston. Well, Houston's not taking DeRozan now. Milwaukee's not taking DeRozan now. Miami might have been, but now that doesn't look like with what they've done. I'm thinking of some other teams. Where's he going to go? Where are you going to trade DeMar DeRozan to? So we will see. Give me a call. Let's talk about this because I would love to hear if you are as pessimistic as I am, right? Says, I think you were spot on, Grant. Could be a good tanking season after picking up two good players on the draft. We don't know if you picked up two good players on the draft. That's my point. How do you know you picked up two good players? You think you picked up two good players. The Kings thought they picked a good player in Marvin Bagley. The Kings thought they picked a good player in Thomas Robinson. The Kings thought they picked a good player in Jimmer Fredette. The Kings thought they picked a good player in Quincy Douby. The Kings thought they picked a good player in Nick Stauskas. Do you want me to stop or do you want me to keep on going? You let me know. You let me know if you want me to stop or do you want me to just keep going? So, I mean, for you to just assume the Kings drafted two good players, that's a hell of an assumption to make. You hope they're good, but, you know, again, there's two players that you took at 24 and 42 respectively that a lot of teams passed over in a draft that was regarded as not that strong. So you got to hope that Scott Perry's right and everyone else was wrong. Wrong might not be the right word, but Schroeder, Levine, Domas, Murray, and Ellis, a good starting five. Really? Where are you playing? Where are you playing Zach LaVine in this lineup? And where are you playing Keon Ellis in this lineup? Ben McLemore? Ben actually, in that draft, based on his entire career and how it ended, it wasn't like the worst, but yeah. Does Sarge help us at all? I don't even think he'll be on the team, to be honest with you. So the answer is no. Again, I hate to be like Mr. Doom and Gloom here, but right now, today, other than the Jazz, the Suns, and maybe the Pelicans, the Kings, they're not a top 10 team right now. Right now, today. I just don't see it. And I would love to be able to speak with Domantas Sabonis right now, see what he's thinking. Again, I want to be very clear. There are other moves that are going to be made. There are going to be trades that are going to be made. So this team that we're discussing today may not be the team we're discussing tomorrow or next week. Okay? So let's keep that in mind as we have these discussions. I feel like Ellis may have to come from the bench. You think? Of course he's coming from the bench. He's not starting on this team. You think the Kings are paying Dennis Schroeder $45 million at $15 million a year to come off the bench? Come on, stop it. And you think they're going to tell Zach LaVine, you're coming off the bench? Come on, really? Come on. I mean, let's get serious here. All right? Let's get serious for a moment. Keon Ellis is not starting on this team as of the way the roster is today. So what was the point of trading Valanciunas? Well, the point was to save some money. That's the only thing I can think of, to have some more flexibility to do other things. But again, here's what I do know about Valanciunas. He's a very good big. He's good, very good. And he can still play. And he's also very tight with my best player in Sabonis. And now I'm just not crazy about it. Let's hope that we have a completely different conversation tomorrow or the next day. Should the Kings stretch waive DeRozan? No. I just don't understand what the Kings are doing. I am not excited about this team at all at this juncture. Right now, there's really nothing to get excited about, or very little. Right now. Again, we might have a completely different conversation in 24 hours. My question is, are the Kings today better than they were when we woke up on the morning, when we woke up yesterday morning? When we woke up yesterday morning, before NBA free agency began, are the Kings better some 24 plus hours later? Are you better with Dennis Schroeder and Drew Eubanks than you were with Jake LaRavia, all right, and Jonas Valanciunas? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself that question. Are they better than they were when you woke up yesterday? Here's what I do know. Denver's better. San Antonio's better. Houston's better with all the moves they've made. The Clippers are better. I think getting Lopez was a tremendous move. Dallas is better. Like, I can go on and on and on. Are the Kings better? I don't know. What's going on, buddy? How are you today?
Hey, Grant, man. How you doing, man? How's your
I'm
evening
good.
going?
How about yourself?
Not too bad, man. Can't complain. You mentioned my Houston Rockets. I won't keep you long here. They've got better, right? You bring in a Kevin, you go get a DFS, another stretch, power forward. You secure Clint Capella. The word is that Steven Adams probably won't play back-to-backs. So you bring in Clint Capella, who can back up Sugun, right?
How many games is Durant going to play? That's the whole key to me.
Agreed.
I mean, when Durant's on the floor and he's healthy, I love him, but he gets hurt too much right now. And they gave up a lot. I mean, they did. You got to admit that. And so are you going to be able to count on Durant health-wise? That, to me, is the number one question with the Houston Rockets.
I couldn't agree with you more, Grant. When he's on the court, he's highly effective.
Yep.
Another concern is I don't want to see Kevin Durant at the top of the key, dictating, facilitating, isolating. His handle is just not what it used to be. Running through Sagoon, let KD play off that. Let Fred handle at times. Listen. Obviously, he's Kevin Durant. He's going to be an ISO player at times, but he cannot turn that ball over. I hope the Rockets don't take last season for granted, Grant. Come in with the same mentality.
They won't because of their coach. Not with Ime Udoka. Not going to happen.
Yeah, I hope we come back with the same defensive intensity. And listen, I don't think they're going to be, a top 10 offense. I mean, that's just not who they are. But if they can hit timely shots, right, along with that stifling defense, I think that gives them a chance to compete at the highest level. And
Agreed.
I'm agree with this, Grant, and like you said, man, if they can somehow find a way to limit KD's minutes, let some of those young guys do what they do, and keep him healthy and keep him afloat. I mean, do you like their chances? Listen, I think OKC is obviously, up there still, but man, don't you love what Dallas is doing?
If you told me that Durant would be healthy for the entire playoffs, I would say yes. I put him right there, but that's a big if to me.
Totally agree with you, man. And then your thoughts on Dallas? I mean, they're just making sneaky moves.
I like Dallas. I like them a lot. Now they're expecting a lot from Cooper Flag, and I don't know if maybe they're expecting too much early on. The big key to me with Dallas is when will Kyrie Irving come back and at what level of play will he be at? If the answer to that question, he will come back and he will play at a very significant level, Dallas is going to be a tough out.
Have you got a chance to even look at and even assess what Orlando's done with Tyus Jones and
I
Bane?
love what Orlando's
Okay.
doing. I love it. I mean, think about that. They got Desmond Bane, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a big Tyus Jones fan. I don't know about you, but
Love him.
I wish Tyus Jones was on the Kings instead of Dennis Schroeder. My own opinion, for the money and everything else, that to me would have made more sense in a stopgap measure. That's just me. I know there are people out there that disagree. I've always loved Tyus Jones.
Yeah. And Grant, last year, I thought you picked up some bad habits playing with Kevin and Devin and that dysfunction Phoenix
Yep.
was.
Yep.
He's a great point guard with a great IQ. He can
Yep.
run your offense. He doesn't turn the ball over, and he can hit the occasional open three. But Grant, man, it's always nice talking to you, man.
You too, buddy.
Man.
Take
We'll
care.
talk soon. Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. I mean, you look at what Tyus Jones did backing up Morant when Morant was hurt. I mean, I love Tyus Jones. Let's get to Baki. Baki, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Grant, how are you, brother?
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Listen, I know, I see all the reactions, I see all what is happening. I just feel that somehow the Kings fan base is ready to explode somehow. So I'm thinking about it all day. So the day is over. So I put my thoughts all together, and I want to say something about it. Uh, First thing, let's try to find at least something what can maybe I say maybe be okay. uh, and second thing, okay, I agree that I'm in the same basket as the majority of us. I would not pick those same players we got now, but it is what it is. So now I get to the point when I go back to the years when you, Grant, were on the peak of your play-by-play, and let's say in the team and on the floor. So let's ask ourselves this: what was the expectation from the Kings before the season with Weber, BB, Doug, Hito, Vladi, Bobby Jackson? Uh, I
Their
mean, I
expectations
can,
to win a
yeah,
championship.
okay, we well,
I'm just telling
maybe
you, that was what they thought they were going to win the championship.
they thought maybe after season one, when they were together,
Yes.
uh, but before the season, they uh, create that team. If
Well,
you ask,
Mike Bibby wasn't on that team. Jason Williams was the point guard on that
yeah,
team.
but Mike Bibby was the player who played only for the two teams, and in one team he spent only 6 games as a
Right.
starter, and uh, in that point you can ask who are those players, who is Hito, who is Bibi, who is Christie, who are they, and what we can expect. So that was not the time of internet, and we are now talking a lot of everything. So if you ask Kings fans then, back then, can you expect this team to go all the way? I'm not that sure that everybody will say, okay, we are going all to the end.
Baki, my question on this team is, will they be able to be a top 10? Not whether they can go
Okay,
all the way.
I agree.
I
My
mean, come
point
on.
is, my point is. So I mean, I don't say even that we still don't know how they look together. We can hope. We can hope they can just click, and that's all. The time will tell. I mean, who knows? Maybe we are so lucky that Schroeder will come with all the other guys, and maybe something will happen. But okay, I'm not happy. I'm not jumping around like, oh great, we have Schroeder, we have Dario Saric. I don't know. I mean, the guy is very very. I mean, it's average.
Maybe
Average.
Novak Djokovic won't lose one set at all in this year's Wimbledon, but I doubt that's going to happen.
It's already happened.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, there you go. There you go. So
you,
yeah.
you missed crazy stuff from the Wimbledon first round.
All right.
We almost lost Djokovic and Alcaraz altogether.
Oh my God, that would have been a
Almost.
disaster.
The you follow the tennis, so we can
Yeah.
switch a little bit.
I was watching Sinner play against his fellow countryman, who is, a 21 years old that is,
Yeah,
he's never won a Grand Slam match. And, it was interesting. I watched the first two sets of that just to see how the kid would do against Sinner. And, to give him credit, he won 4 games in the first set and 3 games in the second set and then lost
yeah, that
6
was
love,
one of the matches. But what is interesting in this Grand Slam this year is that you got in 2 days of a Grand Slam, so many things happen that you had never in the history of the tennis. You had serve speed broken
Yep. I
by
did
a
see
guy,
that. Yep.
and the guy lost the point. That he lost the point.
Yep.
That's very interesting. You had many of them are out of the tournament. Coco Gauff is out.
Yeah, she
Tsitsipas
lost
is
in
out.
straight sets.
Berrettini is out. Many players are out. So,
Yeah.
and one more thing you have is crazy temperature, crazy hot.
Yeah, it's been hot. It was like the Australian Open or the
Like
US
never
Open today.
before in the history
Yeah, I know.
of the Grand Slam. So,
Yep. Yep.
they are struggling so much. In one point of the match, Djokovic and his opponent ask for the doctor in the same time. So
Yeah.
this is very critical situation because doctor can
Yep.
do something with
Yep.
only one player. So
Yep.
that's the rules, and they are strict about it. So very, I
Good.
mean,
All right.
in
Well,
2
let's get
days,
back. Let's
yeah,
get back to the Kings for a
let's get
minute.
back. Let's
Based
get
on
back.
based on what you just said, I don't like. I want to make sure I say this so you don't think I'm coming down on you because I'm not. I
No,
don't
I'm not.
like the analogy that you're making to the team of 25 years ago because I don't think it's relevant in any way, shape, or form. In other words,
No, it's
I don't
not.
understand why you asked that question the way you did because it's just
Only
yeah,
from one reason. Only one
yeah,
reason.
yeah,
It is easy to compare the team who almost got the champion, who was the best team in the league back then,
yep,
and we agree about it. We were
yep.
better than Lakers, but we are unfortunate. So it's easy to compare this trash team, we can say, from this last season with that championship team. So it's easy to say. But my point was, before all that success that team had, we couldn't know what was the limit for that team. We learned it from the season one, after White Chocolate left the team. We got Bibi, we got Doug Christie, and we got. My point is those guys with great coach like Adelman was for them was finding the spirit inside the team. You didn't have the star of the team. Okay, Weber was a leader somehow.
No. Weber was not the leader. Vladi Divac was the leader of that team.
Okay, you can say Vladi was.
I'm not going to say it. I'm only
experience.
speaking what the facts are and what the truth is.
Yeah, but Weber acted like he was the star.
Chris was the best player on the team, but he wasn't the leader of the team. There's a big difference.
Okay, you can say
I'm not.
leader.
I lived it. I know for a
Yeah,
fact.
I know.
I'm telling
I
you.
give you that. I will give you
Right.
that. But maybe that was the problem because maybe Weber should be a leader, but be more like a team guy. Like Divac was.
Nobody in that locker room looked at Chris Webber as a leader. I'm just telling you that right now.
Yeah. Okay.
They looked at him as a great player, but they didn't look at or the best player in the locker room. They didn't look at him as a leader. I mean, everyone knew what Chris was all about, and they made it work. But everyone
Okay,
knew that Vlade
so-
Divac
so-
was the leader of that
So
team.
my point was we learned how they developed the Kings with the coach, and they did it after one season, after 2 seasons.
But they
So
also
they
made some very
became
good
a great
trades.
team.
They traded to get Doug. They traded to get Mike Bibby. They made some very bold moves too.
Okay, but sometimes in the NBA, sometimes you need some kind of luck to
Yep.
have. You must be a little bit lucky.
Well, this Kings team right now, Baki, to me, and again, it's only July 1st, so I don't want to get carried away here. It's July 2nd where you are.
Yeah, it's very early. It's not about speaking about basketball anyway.
But I mean, right now, the Kings to me are not a top 10 team in the West today.
Okay.
Now, they may be
Okay,
tomorrow, but right now
but,
they're not a top 10 team in the West.
I will give you one more question, and that will be it from me. So, I mean, I know it. This is I'm gonna ask you now. It's not not possible in reality. But if you can imagine all those players that Kings now have, okay, Lavine, so DeRozan, so let's say, uh, because this guy Ellis, he is a fighter, he is a real fighter. I mean, you will never see him like quit like
Who?
Fox did. Keon Ellis,
Oh, okay.
yeah, the guy will give a soul for the team. That's how I see him.
Okay. Well, that's
So
fine. But that's one player.
okay, so uh, if you uh, okay, of course Sabonis and of course all the others, Monk, of course. Uh, if you can pull out the best out of them in the majority of the games, can you see Kings be better team? I
Yeah,
mean,
but Bucky, you're putting a cart way ahead of the horse. Let's wait and see what the roster looks like and everything
yeah,
else. All right.
you know why I asked you, because it's for me it's very sad to see a guy like Lavine, who is talented player, but he has some kind of problems making it. Okay, let's not say he doesn't need to make it every night, every single night, but at
Well,
least 2 out of 3. If he can play 2 out of 3, his
Bucky,
best
let's
basketball.
move on. I don't want. We're
Mm.
dealing with nonsense now. Let's move on. Let's see what the rest of the moves are going to be, and then when the Kings
But
make another move,
what
which they
else?
will, or
What
trade, then
else we
let's
can do?
analyze all of this. You're
Is
dealing
there
with hypotheticals. You know what? You're dealing with scenarios where you're looking at everything as best case scenario, and I don't think you can do that with this team. You can't look at best case
okay?
scenario.
Okay, but what can we expect? What else we can bring more? Can we bring somebody else, or can you tell this? What players can you expect from the Kings? Is
I don't
this?
know, but there are you. I do know this. You can't go to training camp with the backcourt the way it exists today. You just can't. It's too many guys.
Yeah, of course they will need to release something.
All right,
So
hey, buddy, I'm gonna roll. Okay,
okay, roll on.
I appreciate you. You have a good day over in Serbia. Okay.
I'm in London.
Oh, you're in London. Okay, well, stay cool. All right.
No. I'm not in London physically, but with all my presence,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
in
I got
London
you.
with my okay with my concentrate. Okay,
All right. Take care, man. Bye bye.
see you. Bye.
Always love talking about you. A lot of talk about Chris Webber. Chris Webber, first of all, if you really want to analyze it, he wasn't better in the era that he played than Tim Duncan. He wasn't better than Kevin Garnett, and he wasn't better than Karl Malone. Those guys were superstars. Chris was an all-star. It was like a big difference. Maybe not a big difference, a difference. I just, Baki is a glass half full guy, which I love about Baki. But you can't be a glass half full guy if you're a Sacramento Kings fan. Like can't. The glass has never been half full if you're a Kings fan, right? It's always half empty. You have to be honest about this. Failing to extend Keegan Murray, I'm not surprised by that. He's going to be he's a restricted free agent, right? He's a restricted free agent at the end of next year, and you can match whatever you want. Now, it may cost you more than it would have to, but I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that. I'd be a lot more worried about losing Keon Ellis than I would about losing Keegan Murray. We'll see. But here's the other thing. If you really want to talk about this, we're looking at this in a vacuum. If you're outside of Sacramento and you're the national media and you're looking at the NBA as a whole, nobody is talking about the Sacramento Kings in the West. Nobody's going, oh, look what the Kings are doing. Nobody. The Denver Nuggets might be going, gee, what are they doing? They gave us Valanciunas for Dario Saric. They may be, but nobody around the league is looking, oh, look at what the Kings are doing. Come on. Tell me I'm wrong. Nobody's talking about the Kings. Nobody. Hopefully you're talking about New Works Plumbing. If you need a plumbing repair, if you have concerns, You go to sackserviceplumbing.com, call the number on your screen, or newworksplumbing.com, NEWWRXplumbing.com. New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. They're available around the clock 24/7. Again, New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. And how about EDH Motors, Automotive Reimagined? This is a great concept from David and Adam. Now, if you're looking to sell your vehicle, you give them a call. You've got the email. If you're not looking to sell a vehicle and you want to buy a vehicle, go to their website, edhmotors.com. If you don't see what you're looking for, no problem. David and Adam, with their decades of automotive experience, they'll get it for you. No dealership. You take delivery at their beautiful auto lounge at the El Dorado Hills Town Center. Again, it's just a fabulous concept at EDH Motors Automotive Reimagined. That's edhmotors.com. Again, buying, selling, whatever the case may be, you get a hold of David and Adam. Glad to have you with us here on If You Don't Like That. Hope you had a chance to check out Rhino today with Jerry Reynolds, talking about everything NBA and the Sacramento Kings. If not, go back and watch it when you can. Rhino tomorrow with the Kings Court at 3. I'll be back here tomorrow at 8 o'clock. It's like nobody talks about the Wizards. Pretty true. All right. Why would they, Grant? That's the point I'm making. Why would they? That's what I'm trying to get across. It's just, I guess we always talk about this. If you look at where you were 2 seasons removed, coming off a 48-win season, with all the momentum and all of the excitement, that was not that long ago, right? And now you're thinking, here we are in the summer of 2025, once again, new general manager, for all intents and purposes, new coach. No one's talking about you. Nobody's excited about you. It's just a bummer, right? It's just a bummer. I beg to differ, but Bibby was better overall. Better overall than who? Who was Bibby better overall than? Dennis Schroeder, 3 years, $45 million is not a Monty move. Well, it doesn't really matter if it's a Monty move or not because he's not here anymore. Kings are an embarrassing state, but we all got to remain professional and hopeful for a good season. No, you don't. You don't have to. I put that up there again. No, you don't. You don't have to. Right now, the Kings have a bit more talent on the team. We'll see. Not in my opinion, they don't. I'm sorry, but I don't think they have more talent on the team than they did 24 hours ago. I mean, you think Dennis Schroeder is that much more talented and you lose Valanciunas and Jake LaRavia? I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. Now, without knowing what the draft picks are going to be, maybe. But I have to wait and see. And I'm not going to go by what I see in Summer League, although I'm expecting both of them to look good in Summer League. Well, people are talking about Vivek, but not in a good way. Can't really argue with that. I love the "you don't have to" attitude Grant invites. No, you don't. Well, you don't have to go along with anything, you know? Seriously. You can be in any mindset you want with this team. I'm not telling you what you need to think. I'm not telling you have to love everything. You need to see more moves made. Just wait until Summer League. No one gives a damn about Summer League. Summer League means nothing, Dennis. Nothing. Summer League is basically a waste of time. That's what it is. It's a money-making machine for the NBA, and they do a great job with Summer League in Vegas. But basically, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. And if you put too much stock in the Summer League, well, then you're fooling yourself. Here's the only thing that matters in Summer League. Only thing. Your rookies, okay, need to look good. And if they don't, you probably made a mistake in the draft. Because the vast majority of players on the floor in Summer League will never step foot on an NBA floor. Let me repeat myself. The vast majority of players in Summer League will never step foot on an NBA floor. Meaning that if you are one of the players that will step foot on an NBA floor, you better look good in Summer League. Because if you don't look good against non-NBA players, you got some issues. That's it. That's it. I won't be giving this team any more of my money. Home opener, then I promise that's it. We were crying after Luka was dispatched to Dallas. We were crying after we lost Bogey. We were crying after we lost Holly. Will it happen again with LaRavia? Now, I wouldn't put LaRavia in that category. That's a little bit extreme. I don't think you can put LaRavia in the same category as the players you just mentioned. Kings had a chance to build on that 48-win season, but failed miserably to do so. Yes, they did. Do what I did and quit supporting this team. Trust me, you'll be happier and richer. You can do whatever you like. Keegan looked great. Yes, he did. He did look good in Summer League. Yep. Yes, he did. But there have been a lot of Kings players, like Marvin Bagley didn't look good in Summer League. Remember that? And you were like, oh, what's going on? Thomas Robinson was horrible in Summer League, and you're like, uh-oh. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Jimmer Fredette, right? We can go. We can mention a whole bunch of Kings players that did not look good in Summer League. But Summer League to me has always been a big waste of time. It's a waste of money, is what it is. Now I understand the league makes a lot of money, but the team spent a fortune on Summer League. Like, what do you get out of it? Nothing, or very, very little. Very little. Very little. Don't forget, tomorrow, 3 o'clock, the King's Court, 8 o'clock, right here, if you don't like that. Supporting them now? No. Well, again, you can choose to do what you want with your money and your spare time when it comes to following teams, you know? By the way, Summer League does start this week for those of you that are keeping score at home. Can't blame nobody but themselves, the Kings. Understand, it's July 1st. There's still moves that will be made. The team today will not be the team that opens up the season in October. Keep that in mind. However, with that said, I'm pessimistic that anything's going to happen that's going to get me super excited about, gee, this team now all of a sudden has clearly jumped into the top 8 in the West. I'm thinking, what move would I like to see the most? I think DeMar DeRozan on the move would be the one move at this point that I'd really like to see happen. That's, to me, number one on my wish list. That has to happen. Hey, Sunrise Landing in Calusa. You go to CalusaSunrise.com and check out everything at Sunrise Landing from Blazona Development. Remember, there's no Melrose, no homeowners, adjacent to the Calusa Golf and Country Club, I-5, Highway 45, Highway 20, all get you to Calusa. It's a great location. Go to CalusaSunrise.com and check out Calusa or Sunrise Landing by going to their beautiful website. Sunrise Landing in Calusa, a beautiful residential community in that area of the state. Don't forget, 3 o'clock tomorrow, the King's Court with Rhino. I'm on tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Seeing your Rooks play in Summer League is pretty cool. It is pretty cool, but it's not a good barometer for how they're going to do during their NBA career. Consuming the content, following the team, not exactly quitting cold turkey, but I get it. Okay. Let's see. We'll tell you all about Hong Kong and Thailand. You will find no better person to tell you. Thank you, buddy. Pacers lost Miles Turner. Would they take DeRozan? You know, I've talked to a couple of people in Indiana. They're fine to lose Miles Turner. They're fine. They really are. They're fine. If the Kings signed DeAndre Ayton, would I like that move? Here's the problem that I have with DeAndre Ayton. I'm skeptical about taking players that need to be motivated to play, that don't come out and bring their lunch pail every game. Like, that's not going to work in Sacramento. That would concern me. And that's not going to happen. I think everyone's talking about Ayton's going to go to the Lakers. But I'm always concerned about players that don't have their own motor. Like, that's never been a recipe for success when I'm looking at building a team. So, no. What do I think about the Bucks moves? I think they got better. I'm not crazy about Turner and the money they gave him, but they made a lot of moves. They should be very, very competitive in the East. Very competitive. Do I think the Kings would be wise to pick up Damian Lillard? No, there's no way they're picking up Damian Lillard. Thailand is incredible. If you get the chance, go. I've been to Thailand 10 times in my life. I've been everywhere in Thailand. Thailand is phenomenal with a capital P, great with a capital G. It is a jewel on the face of the globe. What if I had cut Dame? I can't say what I would have done because I don't have the numbers in front of me with the Bucks and everything else, so I can't say that. I can't say that. Hard for me to say. But, I mean, he's coming off an Achilles and a very serious injury at his age and, you know, everything else. Right? As long as the owner is in control of player personnel, the Kings will never be a contender in the West. I do think that is a huge obstacle. Truth, Grant. About Thailand, yes. Which part of Thailand has the best food? Well, that's subjective, but probably Bangkok. I mean, you could the food in Bangkok. It's unbelievable. It truly is, and it's very cosmopolitan city. It's very, very modern with all of the Thai flares. Bangkok's one of the jewels of the world. Been to Thailand too. It's a beautiful country. I'll be visiting Vietnam October for the first time. Have you been there as well? I have been to Vietnam, to Da Nang in that area. I haven't been anywhere else in Vietnam. I want to go to Ho Chi Minh City at some point. I would love to go to Hanoi, but I've been to Da Nang and Hoi An. That's a beautiful area. Da Nang's spectacular. I love Vietnam. Been there 2 times. Great. Love it. Great. I was in the southern portion by the King's Summer Palace. I would say if you're going to go to Southeast Asia, if you go to Thailand, go to Vietnam too, because it's incredible. Beautiful country. Vietnam really surprised me. I was blown away by how beautiful it was and how unbelievably hospitable the Vietnamese are. What great people. Phenomenal. Had a great experience in the both times that I went. Phenomenal. Great, great country. Highly recommend it. But I do want to go to Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon, and then I want to go to Hanoi. I want to check out the rest of the country. I've only been to Japan once. I was with the Kings in the early 2000s when they opened up the regular season against Minnesota over there. So I'm not an expert on Japan other than it's expensive. Another great country is Singapore. The problem, well, not problem. Singapore is very expensive, but it's beautiful and the best airport in the world, bar none. Changi Airport, it's the best. All right, the best. Anthony Bourdain loved Vietnam. Said it was the favorite cuisine. I know he did. I know he did. I was there in February. Might return in autumn. Take me with you. I want to go. I love Southeast Asia. Love it. It's great. It's phenomenal. But it's hard for me to beat Thailand. Hard to beat Thailand. It really is. All right. Again, don't forget tomorrow, the King's Court coming your way at 3:00. And then I will be back here tomorrow at 8:00. And we'll see if there are any other moves with free agency. Today was wild, was it not? What a wild first full day and second day. And what about SGA? $285 million over 4 years. Highest paid player in the history of the NBA. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. I thought, Detroit getting Duncan Robinson was a very bold move as he leaves Miami and others. What makes Thailand so special? How much time do you have? Who doesn't love Thailand? It's a great, great, great statement. I've never met anyone that doesn't love Thailand. Very true. All right, tomorrow, 8:00, right back here on If You Don't Like That. Good show today, everybody. Appreciate you. Stay safe. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.